Um, so you all set, man? Everything straight though?
Yeah, everything's straight now. We're live now. Um, so we could go ahead and get it started. I just wanted to say before we get started, go ahead and like the Petty Podcast on the Clubhouse app, and also go ahead and follow my channel because I'm gonna do this selfless plug. Uh uh
You know you wanted to do
and go ahead and follow my channel at Setting the Record Straight with Peter Anderson. You can just type in STRS with Peter Anderson, and my contact is up. And pretty much on my page we talk about what we talk about here. So uh yeah.
for sure, for sure. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Petty Podcast. Welcome to Petty Podcast. I just want to go ahead and kind of lay some ground rules. And I knew we had some people that's new, some people that have been here before, but it's just always good to get all this out on the table before we get the show going. You feel me? So everybody will have a chance to speak their piece, say how they feel. We will make sure that you're not interrupted while you're saying what you're saying. Too often we see everyone going back and forth on Facebook. So we decided, to bring it here. So it's a safe space to talk about, the things that you're feeling and what you're experiencing. Please understand, please don't take anything personal. If you do feel as though someone has attacked you, there's no problem with speaking on that. But at the end of the day, we're all grown. If you're going to speak on the topic, just please understand there's a possibility that somebody may disagree with what you're saying, which is okay. At the end of the day, we're here to find common ground. So, that's what it's all about at the end of the day. So, Pete, you got anything you want to add on that? Or
Well, I just want to say if another rule is if you're not talking, mute your mic.
definitely,
because
definitely,
it
because
because
it
it,
helps
it
with the streaming and all that.
right, and
Yeah,
then also with the static and everything. But once you done speaking, just mute your mic. Let the person speak, and if you're going back and forth, just mute your mic.
definitely, definitely. All right, man. So, we're gonna go ahead and get started, man. If everybody can go ahead and share the room for me one time, I really appreciate that. It definitely helps with the audience. Um, which one you want to start with first, Pete? Because I know we had a couple different topics, but did you have any particular order you wanted to go in?
We can start with the first topic of the title, and then we can break it from there.
Okay, okay. Let me pull everything up here, man. I apologize. There's been a lot going on. Is this echoing? Can you hear echo?
No, it's gone.
Okay, I'm just making sure before we get to talking, man, because I don't want to know nobody. While they trying to speak their piece. So we'll go ahead and start with the main one, man. We'll go ahead and start with the main one, man. Hold on, let me get everybody up here to speak. So because I know as soon as you get started, Pete, they about to get on your ass. So
Yo, and let me just say this: your boy is here for all the smoke. So don't hold back. Say what you got to say. So get it off your chest. And if you say something live, go ahead and say it from your chest.
all right, so
And with
the first topic we're gonna start with this is one of the ones that we both discussed, and I think it's a good talking point. Um but the topic is, why do women think men are intimidated by boss chicks? Uh Pete, I know you kind of know where we're going with this, so I'll let you elaborate more. And then ladies, once Pete has finished what he's saying, please feel free to chime in and respond to what he's saying. Definitely speak a piece, because we can find some common ground on some of these things. So go ahead, Pete, you got it.
Well, I mean, where should I start? I mean, this could go so many different ways, but uh, you know, I would say that from the way I observed, women think that men are intimidated because of the outcomes that they're seeing. They're seeing that men are not, they're being getting more successful as their own to their own personal standards, but their outcomes are not showing proof when it comes to relationship. They can be successful in business. They can be successful in their personal endeavors, in the goals that they set for their lives. But when it comes to relationships, they are not as successful as they are in other areas of their life. So I say they just say, hey, they're intimidated that men are not approaching me, and they're intimidated because I make so much money, and it intimidates men. So I think part of it is them trying to figure out why it is what they're seeing and the results that they're seeing. Because I mean, I guess they feel like as they get more money, and as they get more established financially, or quote unquote successfully, as the world standards is, they think they should, their personal life should fall right in line to that, and they're not seeing that, so they automatically go to, they're intimidated by somebody successful.
All right,
And
hold on, Pete, and I'm gonna stop you right there. Go ahead, mute up real quick. I want the ladies and don't all at once, because I know y'all disagree. Trust me, I understand. Everyone has different perspectives. Ladies, how y'all feel about that? Is anybody want to respond to what he's saying? Do y'all disagree with what he's saying? Do y'all feel like that's not the case? And speak of peace, no one will interrupt you until you're done.
Sorry. Okay. So I just want to start with, and I know I'm supposed to, okay, yeah, I'm gonna be nice. Okay. So I just want to start with, I think it dates back about to the 1960s ish, 1970s. Women used to depend on men a lot more. We had to. Our grandmothers had to, because number one, they weren't allowed to have bank accounts. They couldn't even vote till then. Um, there was a lot of things that the patriarchy was really ahead of, and you don't have to agree with that. That is a fact, though. I mean, that's just a fact. We couldn't live by ourselves the way we can now, because you had to be on your husband's bank account, or he was the only one that even had it. A lot of the time, they didn't even have the wife's name on it. So, and that doesn't go for every single person. I'm sure somebody's great grandma, whatever. I understand, but at the same time, though, I don't think that it intimidates men. It doesn't intimidate men with money that a woman makes money. I'll put it that way. It doesn't intimidate those men. But I don't think that it intimidates men as much as the thing that I think intimidates men these days is the fact that they're not as needed and required as they used to be,
Say that.
because we make
Hold
our
on.
own.
See, I'm talking. Hold on. Say it with your
You
chest out.
said
Say it
that I
again.
could get my piece out.
yeah, say it.
No. I wouldn't interrupt you. No. Say it again in
Yeah,
case they didn't hear you.
say
Hold
it
on,
with your
fella.
chest. Yeah, say
Say
it
it
with
with
your
your chest
chest.
out. Nah, for real. Say it again. So we know where we
No,
going.
I did. I really did. Am I not being loud enough? I thought I was supposed to be nice on here. That's what I was told.
Nah, I'm not coming for you. Nothing. Just what I'm saying. Say it. Just reiterate what you said, because that was a good point. It's a good talking point.
Well, I just mean, yeah, I was about to say I tried to get it across respectfully, so that way it's not like yelling and because there's a lot of people in there. So anyway, way back when our grandmothers and our grandparents were getting around and getting married and things like that, it was more essential to have a man in your life, because not only was he the main provider and the sole provider, the men always have made more. That's still an issue today that we fight, but not as much, but it is. We didn't have bank accounts. We didn't get to vote. There was a lot of things that women were not able to do back then, and now that we're able to, I think that we've realized as a whole, these men don't really bring anything super beneficial to the table. They used to really, really bring it. They used to be what we needed, and I think that it intimidates them that they're not as needed anymore. And I'm not all of them. There's some emotionally intellectual men that know that that they are going to be relevant no matter what or whatever. There's a lot of self-secure men, but there's also a lot of insecure men that didn't grow up with a lot of masculinity in the home. Dad wasn't there. They saw mama do it all. That was a big problem that we had in this generation, was a lot of single moms, and the men want to blame the women. But I promise you, no woman fell in love with a man and got pregnant and decided that she'd rather have a kid alone on her
I,
own.
I and I
That was not a
All right.
decision
and I
made.
feel
I
you.
mean,
I feel you on that. I feel
Hold
you.
on, Pete.
Well,
Any other ladies want to chime in, and then we'll get some of the other fellas to chime in on that, because I see them in the comments. I know they're ready to respond. Like I said, everyone speaking peace. We all grown. Any other ladies want to chime in on what she said? Do y'all agree with what she said, or do you disagree? Uh, Anybody else? Desiree, Laura, Megan, how y'all doing? Any ladies, any of y'all want to chime in on what she said? Do y'all agree with what she said, or do you disagree? I'll mute myself and let you speak in peace.
now look, if they ain't trying to chime in, let
Hold
them
on,
chime
Pete.
in. Go
Pete.
ahead.
Oh, Pete. Laura's here. God.
I'll chime in for a second, just to touch on the money aspect of men make more money and women don't make as much. Money is everywhere. If you want to build your mindset to go earn it, you can make more money than a man. Trust me.
I make more money than most of the men in my life. I just know that American women, I'm not sure about all over the world, but American women are still fighting to make as much as the same man. Like, say they're working the same job, the man is automatically making a little bit more. Even let it be, a few cents more an hour.
We
It's
got
still there.
we got to stop this heresies. We got to stop this heresies. I'm sorry. I understand where you're coming from with that, but we got to stop these heresies because I do stats and statistics, and I'm very good at that. Women in general in the United States don't make as much as men. You know why they don't make as much as men? Because they're not doing the jobs that make more money than men.
That's why I made it a point to say if they were doing the same job.
Right. So
that's why I made that point.
So women in general, if you look at the stats, women go get a with a socialist degree, don't make more than men with a high school diploma. It's because what men are doing to make more money than women. Women are not doing the hard jobs like plumbing, and they're not doing like being electricians. They're not doing the jobs that create.
I'm talking about the jobs that they are doing equally and not getting paid equally.
Well,
that's why I made that a point to say the same jobs being paid different.
That's a heresy as well.
I'm not saying they have a different. I'm not saying they're going to a whole different field of work and making more money. I mean, I think any labor job should make more money than someone that sits behind a desk, unless they've gone to school for what they're sitting behind the desk.
If a man and a woman are sitting behind the same desk, the reason why a man is making more money than her because men tend to work more hours. They do more overtime. They don't.
Where are these men at? I mean.
We can't be anecdotal. We talk about stats. Stats are not anecdotes. What we got to talk. What I'm saying is that men do more work than women in general. That's why they get paid more. Point blank. Period. If you want to put it across the board, it's across the board. Men do more when it comes to working in society than women. That's why they make more than women.
Any other ladies, y'all disagree? Any other ladies disagree with what he's saying, or you agree? I want to hear some other ladies and then fellas. Trust me, I'm gonna give you a chance to chime in. I know y'all listening. But any other ladies?
I don't speak on behalf for all women. I know there's a lot of really successful women out there, myself being one of them. So I'm not saying they're just all broke bitches. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that we don't need you guys as much as we did in the past.
And so
I think that's what
I want to address.
That's true though. That's true.
That's true. And I want to address this.
Not that you're not wanted. There's a lot of men that are very wanted, but I feel like as a man, like that's part of a masculine trait, and that's part of the definition of masculinity, Mr. Statistic. But anyway, the definition in it has a specific part in there that says that you guys have a natural born need to feel needed. I mean, you are a born leader. You're born to that. It's in your genetics. It's in your DNA to provide, to gather, to hunt. Your ancestors did it for hundreds and thousands of years. And so when you come across a woman that just literally doesn't need you to do any hunting, she doesn't need you to do any gathering, you feel like, well, if you don't need me, then you're just,
he'll go
you're just an uppity bitch.
And he'll go where he's needed. If a woman,
that's what I'm saying though, and that's why I think that the woman thinks that he's being intimidated. I don't think he's being intimidated. I think he's realizing that he's not wanted there.
No, what happens is what gets underestimated is how much a man will go to the lengths of maintaining his peace. And if a woman,
and I think that seems to be said for a woman too now. I mean, I really do, because I've got a best friend that's like that. And she's been on this like self-healing journey for like 10 years. And anyway, it's along the same lines though. I'm trying to do it. It's harder. It's easier said than done on the whole peace thing. But anyway, I think if we all kind of realized where we both had faults in, I think we'd get a lot more done. That's for sure.
I mean,
anyway,
at the end of the day, I just want to chime in. At the end of the day, You know, I just think it's silly. You see men saying they don't need women and women saying they don't need men. At the end of the day, however y'all want to talk about it, we better off with each other, working together.
Well, that's what I said. I said that was in my statement, was that it doesn't mean that you're not wanted. It just means you're not essential. You're not, it doesn't quite benefit me to have a man with me if if I'm already maintaining myself and I'm already paying my bills and my house is already nice. I already got a nice car. I already got a nice job. I already got a nice bank account.
Right. But
like all that
here's the
stuff's
problem.
already there.
Here is
He
the
needs
problem.
to bring something. Y'all always talk about what you bring to the table.
All right.
Well,
here
we
is
are
the problem.
table.
Here's the problem. Y'all not the table. Here's the problem.
Oh shit.
Y'all
okay,
are
Pete.
not, y'all are
Here we
not
go.
hold on. Y'all are not the table.
man.
Ladies,
I was told earlier today by a man that a man
Mute
is
your mic.
surprised
Mute your
now.
mic. Mute your mic.
Everybody, hold on. Everybody,
Hold
mute.
on.
Hold
Hold
on.
on.
Let's get back situated.
Hold on.
Pete, go ahead,
Hold on.
Pete, and then I'm gonna let the fella, because he done made the fellas
Y'all-
up. I see Lord.
Y'all women are not the
Can I
table.
They
Y'all
finna
gotta
tear
stop
your
saying
ass
that.
up, boy.
Definitely not the table.
Y'all definitely.
If
not
y'all
the
want to
table.
be the girl
Hold
in it,
on,
you
mute
just
your
say
mic.
that. It's a
Hold
lot
up.
of women out there make a lot of
Hold
money
up.
being a dominatrix.
Hold
Bro,
up.
just
You wanna
like
be
girls are
surprised.
independent, dudes are independent too. It
Hold
goes
on.
both ways.
Right.
Can
Hold
What you
on.
say? What you say,
Hold
bro?
on.
What you say, bro?
Bro, just like some girls are independent and don't need a dude, it's the same way. Some dudes.
Well, that's how it should be, though. A man should be. I mean, that's in your DNA.
Sex
It
is
would be
everywhere.
a sissy move. It would be
Hold on.
very, very feminine of a man to be like, you know what? I think I want a woman to have me lay up in there, her pay the bills, her do the cooking, her do the cleaning, and me just be here. That would be a very feminine thing to do.
But
That
look,
would probably.
hold on. Because I was
Pete,
going somewhere.
you done
I'm
made.
going.
Hey, Pete,
I'm
they
go,
done
I was.
unmuted on you, Pete.
I
What you done
listen.
started, man?
I was going somewhere with this.
Go ahead.
Women have
Everybody
to
with
stop
mute. Go ahead,
saying.
Pete.
Well, get there.
Women don't have to
Look.
stop saying that they're the table, because you guys are not the table. What did sound?
Well, what are you the prize for?
Guess what? Because I don't care how many degrees you got. Degrees can't hold you at night. I don't care how much degrees you got. When a man comes breaking into your house to rob you and kill you, the degrees can't save you. So we provide, we protect.
My gun can.
Well, who made the gun? Man. So either
Smith
way,
and Wesson.
it's via man. It's via man. So to say that when men hear y'all say, "Hey, we don't need y'all," we're the table. When we hear that, guess what?
I guess you already did everything we needed you for. Now you're my new.
No, you scare men away. So guess what? Guess what happens? If you don't need a man, go ahead and get your degrees, lay it beside you, and lay beside your degrees, and let that hold you at night. Because guess what?
I bet the money that pays for it holds me real good.
Guess what?
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Hold on.
Go ahead, bro.
Go ahead, land, Pete. I apologize. Go ahead, land, Pete. I'm gonna let some of the other fellas
and-
chime in, and then I see Star trying to chime in. I'm gonna let her speak a piece too, man. So we're gonna make sure everybody be heard. Go ahead, Pete. Go ahead.
And what I'm saying is that when y'all say that, y'all all y'all doing is sealing y'all single fate. If y'all want the outcomes of marriage and togetherness and interdependent, all this independent talk gotta stop. Because a real man, the kind of men that you want, as soon as you open your mouth and you talk about this independent and you don't need a man stuff, those real men are gonna go away, and all you're gonna do is attract dudes that are gonna prey on your independence. I'm telling y'all, this is how men talk. I'm telling you, this is how men think. All you gonna do is get these Pookies and Ray Rays. Dudes don't have nothing going on for themselves. Hold on, I'm about to land. I'm about to land. I'm about to land the plane. I'm about to land. All y'all gonna do is attract Pookies and Ray Rays. And the dudes that ain't got nothing going on for themselves because they're gonna prey on your independence.
I told you earlier that you're wanted.
Hold on.
But a real man that you want, the kind of guy that you want that can really lead and put his family in a good position. Those men you ain't even gonna see. So then all the women that's talking about,
I wouldn't even talk about it to one like that. But show me where one of those is.
Hold on,
because those are not heard of anymore.
No, because when you say when I hear those women saying where the real men at, they're nowhere to be found around you. They're there, but they ain't coming around you. Because the way you present yourself, the way you talk about you don't need a man. Those real men go to somewhere else where they need it. The dudes that can supply needs, that have the means to supply needs, they go where they're needed. If you tell them you don't,
but then whenever we act like we need you,
hold on. You gonna get a chance.
That's exactly
let you
why
light
you
'em up.
don't
Hold
see
on.
them, because they're not coming to you. They're going to someone else. And so that's why when you see the circumference of men around you and you look around and you say, hey, where are all the real men at? They nowhere near you because you done scared them away by your talk, how you talk. Sometimes women need
So
a
you're
coach.
saying that a real man wants a charity case?
No,
That's what you want.
Hold on.
a real man that can
Hold
supply
on, Pete.
needs. Go ahead.
Pete. Hold on. I know we get what you say. Hey, fellas, any other fellas want to chime in, fellas?
Okay,
Because
can
I know
I
y'all.
can
Hi.
I add
All right.
one thing before Quentin starts? Because I know he has something good to say.
Uh,
Any woman who wants a man that is successful and has his shit together has to ask herself, is she the woman that that type of man would want? And if you're not, you better do some inner work and step up to the table, because that man is never even going to take a second look at you, not even a first look. So if you're asking yourself, where are these men at? Ask yourself, are you the type of woman that that man would want?
As long as I'm the type of
shots
woman that a
fired.
fine
Shots
bitch want,
fired.
that's all I need to be in life.
Shots
I
fired. Go
think
ahead,
maybe
Quinn.
she think I like men.
Mic drop. Mic
Oh
drop.
man. Hold on. Go ahead, Quinn.
I think that's for another topic. But I'm gonna preface this and say, we're not gonna make this personal. We're not attacking anyone. All you want to build up. That's all
Not
you
at
want to
all.
do is build up people and help people realize, men and women, because this is gonna go for all of us in the room. I'm gonna keep this very non-binary and very factual. So the actual topic, P, what was the actual topic of this conversation?
Um.
Why men
Why
find
do
women intimidating?
why do some
Well, I think
women feel as though men are intimidated by boss chicks? Like, why do they think we're intimidated by it?
exactly. There's two key words in there I wanted to talk about: intimidated and boss. First of all, we need to define what a boss is.
I think that does kind
If
of
you're
give
not,
us a masculine
Hold
tone
on.
whenever they
Hold
say
on. Let him.
boss chick.
Hold on. Let him go.
if, if you're not, if you haven't been accredited to lead a successful organization, group, entity, if you haven't put yourself in front of harm's way to protect others, if you haven't um, climbed an actual accredited ladder of some sort, an organization, you can't call yourself a boss. Doesn't mean you're not successful. You can be successful and not be a boss. But a boss is someone that's actually has proven themselves to be successfully lead an actual organization, group, or a team.
Yeah, of people. Yes.
Men or women. Yes.
Yes, sir.
So we need to talk about that aspect. And now also the word intimidate. Now you don't realize intimidate is actually a verb. Now I do see and feel that people, men or women, that are boss or non-boss, are trying to intimidate people into wanting them. And I think that's the problem. Now you guys mentioned, having success and being successful and having your own bag and all that stuff. That's great. But I think we are using that to try to strike fear into people into wanting us. And when they respond in a way that says, hey, I got my own, that's not important to me, I don't care about that, then we think that they're intimidated. No, they're not intimidated, they're just not interested in you.
Oh, that's
That's it.
you on point with that, Quentin.
That's
And
Can I
it.
not say
And that's for
something
and
I
that's
very
think
for
that
quick?
was
men,
perfectly said.
Quinn.
and that's for men and women.
Yes,
Now
sir.
we push fear like I'm beautiful, I'm this, I'm handsome, I got my money. We're trying to incite fear of loss in someone into them wanting us. And then when we get the reaction, and when that fear actually works, and they in the opposite way of what we thought it should be, and they actually walk away, they were like, "Oh, they were just intimidated." No, you just pushed them away. You
And
just
see,
pushed
that's
them
something.
away.
I don't mean to cut you
That's
off,
it.
man, but that's something I
Go
want to
for it.
touch on, man, because that's what happens. It's not. It's. I think what people kind of misses, and sometimes some ladies it go over their head. It's not the fact that we're intimidated. To us, it's just unpleasant to deal with.
hmm
It's
And
just
Would
unpleasant.
you all
and
elaborate
I know.
on what traits you would and attributes you would like to see in a new age woman, like for this coming generation of girls?
I don't
I'm
know.
keeping
Me and Pete.
non-binary once again. I think that I have no problem with being led by a man or woman, as long as they are accredited. They can lead. They've proven, they've shown it. I have no problem. In a relationship, no problem. In any
And
situation. You get in a crazy situation and you say, hey, I got us. I'm like, what do you need? I got it. You need to go get this and you get that. No problem. What we often find in relationships is that's not the case. Women want to lead on certain things, but not things that are actually relevant sometimes. And sometimes we are forced, not always. I'm not speaking for every, but forced. Maybe some of my own situations. I'll say that. We are forced to take the lead again and again and again and again, to a point where we have lost the actual faith in our significant others to be able to manage situations. So then in life, it just becomes, I'm the leader in this house because I can only trust and know how I proceed is the right way, because this person has either let go of the reins, it has no interest in doing so, or hasn't shown time and time again that they can be trusted to complete a task efficiently, effectively, and correctly. And that can go from man to woman,
But it also
from
goes,
woman to
and
man.
I see that because it also goes to you know, picking. I mean, if you pick if you pick the dude, trust the dude. You see what I'm saying? If you picked him, so that means you don't even trust yourself to pick. So if you pick a guy
Yeah,
and
I
you
have
afraid of him,
terrible taste.
right? If you pick a guy, you picked him, trust him. Like if you tell yourself, hey, I pick this guy and be in a relationship with this guy, give him your trust to lead.
Can we talk
hey,
about
hold
how a
on,
lot of the time men and
hold on.
women put off different fronts than
We
what they
will.
were at the beginning?
We go in there. Trust me. Hold on. Star joined in. I saw her in the comments. I want to give her a chance to speak. And then Zach, I let him chime in. Then Pete. In the meantime, Pete, I know you on the live, man. If you want to check the comments or the chat line, see if anybody, if anything we could, if anybody made any comments on this particular topic, man. I want to make sure we give them their shout out, man. We hear what they had to say. You feel me?
Yeah, I'll let you know when someone come through.
Go ahead, Star. You got the floor, sis. You got the floor, man.
Hey
Talk your
guys,
shit,
how
man.
are you?
What's
My name's
happening? What's
Star.
happening?
So I basically wanted to chime in a little bit because I do, just on my standpoint, I've been single for single years, dealing with my own dating in 2022, 2023, whatever, all these past years. I come to find for me, I am successful and in my own right and stuff like that. But where I'm at now, like y'all men were speaking on earlier, I could be successful, but I am not the table. And that's what it is. I'm not a man. Ain't no man going. My career is not going to hold me at night. My career is not going to provide for me in different ways that I need to. Not that I need it financially, but women need that. Whether they want to believe it or not, doesn't matter how successful you are. You still need a man to be a man in that situation when you're dating or whatever your situation is. That's how I feel. Like I just feel like, lead me. I'm here.
Yeah, and I think what women try to do, I think part of it is a lot of it is a cop out, because if they didn't really need us, they'll just be quiet and go about their business. But they is a cry out for something. You see what I'm saying?
Honestly, I feel like it's them pressing the easy button. Like, oh, I don't want to put in that work. Like nowadays, you have so many options for you guys and women that people don't really want to put the work in no more. You're pressing the easy button. You're comfortable in your singleness, and they just don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, and if my thing is, but if they really comfortable in their singleness, and I agree, if they really comfortable in their singleness, then stop talking about people that want to be together. Stop talking about you don't need no man. Just don't need no man. You see what I'm saying? Like stop interjecting when people are trying to talk about relationships and really try to work on this interdependency instead of this independency. Men and women need to be interdependent. That's just plain. We need to work together, build a family, and build on to the next generation. But instead, we got women that interject themselves in conversations and say, "Oh, what are you trying to tell these women? We don't need no man." I'm like, well, if you don't need no man, why are you
Yeah,
talking?
we're
Just
not
go about your
speaking to
business.
you.
We're not speaking to you. This has nothing to do with you. If you don't need no man, go in your house, do whatever you got to do to so
I
you can
know, but
continue not
the
needing a
problem
man.
is the problem is misery seeks company, though, bro.
Yeah, but see the thing about it is that's why on my page I love to have honest conversation. And what women will come on as that, and if you try to say, hey, what you just said, misery seek company, they go swear up and down they ain't miserable. And we know,
Yeah.
men know, we know when a woman's miserable. We know that. We might not say it, and even the dudes that be like, oh, she ain't miserable, he lying. He know when a woman miserable. We know, we know the smoke words. We know the words that you use against men to gaslight us into thinking we're crazy, and you the same one. We know these words. So this whole mass, and I want to interject this so we could go into this topic. This mass, this corporate deception that women are trying to pull on men via social media has to stop, because it's not going to work on real men.
It ain't working, and I want to hit on that, man. And it's funny, man. This is real. Some people may not disagree. For the first time ever, I said it earlier. For the first time ever, men are comparing notes, and the women are losing their minds. They don't know how to handle it. They don't know what to do with it. We're comparing notes. Y'all do it.
Yo,
Ain't nothing wrong with us doing it too. We just doing it out loud now, man.
I
You
say
feel
it.
me?
I
mean,
say
that's
this
just how
all
that
the
goes.
time. If every man will stand a square and start being more honest and being truthful to women, I promise you, the hospitals and the psych wards will be full, because the women wouldn't know what to do with that. We have
Nope.
so many men that are still lying to women, still not telling them the truth. And because that's happening, what happens is, this is what happens on my page. Women will come on my page, disagree with what I'm saying, and I'm speaking from a man's perspective. More than likely, men will agree with what I'm saying. But what happens is, you'll see somebody all of a sudden puts on their cape and becomes Superman, and we gotta sing that Project Pack. We gotta sing that Project Pack song. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. But
What you say?
but guess what? He gonna come save her anyways. So he put on his cape and say, "How dare you talk about these women?" And guess what? Guess what's happening? And guess what happened? No,
he just ain't got no game. That's all, man. That's how he getting the draws. That's how them boys be trying to get the draws, man.
But this is what that does. This is why it's so damaging, because this is what it does.
You gonna get to talk Miranda Zach going next.
A woman is trying to get male validation. That's why she comes on my post. So if my post shatters her perception of what she thinks men should be thinking, or what she thought men were thinking, she comes on my post and tries to challenge me. And then I say, hey, I understand that's how you feel, but this is the real deal. Then here comes the Superman, come and put on a cape, and then says, oh, he's wrong. We don't think like that. Knowing that we do think like that, it gives that woman now male validation, so she can continue on her way, believing what she's always been believing. And now she's always going to get the outcomes that she's always been getting. And that's my issue. I'm trying to get women to have better outcomes. I believe if women get better outcomes, we will all get better outcomes.
Everybody wins.
Everybody wins. But women are saying, no, I got to continue on the way I've been going. No, if you continue on the way you've been going, you're going to always have what you always have. If you keep doing the same thing, hold on, bro. I'm going to land this. If they keep doing the same old, they're going to have the same things. And they thinking that it's going to get a different results. That's the definition of insanity. And that's why we call women delusional, because we like, you're doing the same thing thinking it's going to change, and we're trying to help you. Instead, I get called the devil. I get called Satan child. I get called misogynistic. And I'm like, really? I'm really on women's side. I'm really trying to show them the way to be okay. But for some reason, because a male comes on with a Superman cape and just destroys everything that I could be speaking about to a woman, and they say, oh, I got my male validation. That male was just a psycho, like I thought he was, because this guy that I will never date, that I will never be in his inbox, but he gave me the male validation that I needed to continue on being who I am and staying the way I am. And that's what happens.
For sure. Hey, Zach, go ahead and chime in, and then any other ladies. Miranda, I know you unmuted, so I don't want to skip you, man. I'm gonna make sure you get to speak your piece. Zach, go ahead and chime in, say what you got to say, man.
Hey, Peter and them, they're definitely on the right path. Because at the end of the day, like you said, girls chase the same idea of their guy that they want to change, and they want to change somebody. And then when somebody doesn't want to change, then they just accept that all guys aren't shit. So then they get independent, and that's fine and dandy. But like bro said, you got to have a dude for certain things. It's like protection, comfort, and security. And then in my generation, I'm only 23. So in my generation, it's a lot different than you guys. I know a lot of you guys are a lot older.
Y'all, bro, I pray for you. I pray for you, bro.
Hey, I'm praying for you, dog.
I'm praying for you, man.
I'm praying for you.
A lot of these females ain't shit. They listen to Cardi B, fucking Megan Thee Stallion, all these dot rappers. And yeah, dudes got the same shit. Like we talk about the same shit. But now these girls are glorifying that shit. And so they're growing up into that shit like it's cool. There's like OnlyFans and shit. It's all popping and shit. I mean, that's fine and dandy. But then again, anybody can see you naked for $40. That's crazy.
That's another thing too, because
we go. If he go and say it, and I'm gonna let Miranda speak in because I know she got.
Well, I know she got something to say. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying too. Like dudes could literally put up an app, and go get sex. That's not a problem. Getting sex is not a problem nowadays. The reason why men are not marrying women or don't have the quote unquote desire to marry women, then first of all, they're not wives, but we're not going to even talk about that because we have access to things that men of the olden days didn't have access to in the way we have now. We have a surplus of sex. We can get sex without marriage. We can get a committed relationship without marriage. We can get children without marriage. All those things were exclusive for people for dudes that wanted to make honest women, that wanted to marry, that wanted to have legacy and build families. But instead, you giving Pookie and Ray Ray's dudes that ain't got nothing going for them babies, and they got legacy. And then you're stuck to him because you have a soul tie, and now you in a relationship with him, and then he has a committed long-term relationship without even putting a ring on it. So he's getting all the benefits.
And what you hitting on something, Pete? Keep going, because every dude gonna get measured to him.
Right. And that's the thing about it. And then you give this man babies, and then this gonna lead to the next topic. You give this man babies, and now you got 3-4 babies, and then now you finally come to your senses, and now you want a real man, and now you want a man to step in and lead your family. But now you got 3-4 babies from maybe 2 or 3 different fathers, and now men are saying nope. We're not taking that deal or no deal. And
personally, I want
we close that suitcase.
I don't want to join a family.
We close that suitcase and walk off the show. We ain't taking that deal or no deal. And so that's what's happening. And so women are saying they're starting to see that with their outcomes. And so they're doing this mass manipulation. Oh, and that's how they came out with this. They come out with this term. Oh, if you're a real man, you will do this. No. That's the problem. Women have created that term, real man, to try to shame men into doing what they want. Women do this all the time. And I don't know why people...
It's the fairy tale image.
I don't know why women think that we don't see who they are and see what they do. Hold on, bro. I'm gonna land this plane.
They got my boy going tonight, dog. They got my boy going tonight, man.
I don't know why women don't see who they are. And that we know who we are as men, but for some reason, women think we don't see them. They know who we are too. But the problem is women think that they're not conniving. They think that they don't use sex to try to manipulate their relationship. Oh, he ain't acting right, so let me withhold sex so he can act right. You don't think we know women are conniving? Women used to
intimidation.
Right, intimidation. Good, that's a good point. Women always have been conniving. Always look. Wars have been started.
Let me clarify though, Pete. Not all. Let me clarify though. Not all.
I'm speaking in general. I'm speaking in general.
Clarify, man. You know how
I know everybody is the exception, never the rule. I understand that, but women have. We know women are conniving, and that's what they try to do. They try to manipulate men as a whole and say, hey, if you are a real man, you will take me and my children, all those children from all those men, and you will love them like your own. I did a post this week about that, and it said that's one of the scenarios we're going to talk about is that, you know, if you're a real man, a real man will date a woman with multiple kids. and he will love those kids as if it was his own. And we're saying a man can find a woman without children and still be a real man. I don't understand. That's the thing about it. Men, they're starting to see that the men are not running in line. You don't see lines down the block of men in line trying to get to marry single mothers.
Nah,
men are not lining up in droves to do that.
Some do now. Some do. But you can't expect
It's
all.
a selective few that do that. And half of the time,
Let me be clear though. I ain't talking down on nobody that do. I'm gonna be that clear. I ain't talking about nobody that do. To each his own.
To each his own.
I'm saying? But everybody's entitled to.
And that's why I did the post right after that.
You can't even make posts no more. You make a post saying you don't want to have a girl with kids, and then all these girls with kids are on your post, mad as fuck at you.
Mad because
go ahead, hey Pete,
hey
Pete, Zach, go ahead and let Miranda chime in. But Zach, you can keep going in because I want you to speak your piece. But Miranda, go ahead and say what you got to say.
Hello.
Bro, you make a post, you say you don't want a girl with favorite kids, and all these girls are mad at you.
Hold on. I know Zach. We gonna get this. We gonna get there, big dog. Let Miranda chime in, man. She's been waiting patiently. I want to give everybody a chance to speak, and then let Desiree chime in on this as well. But Zach, feel free to unmute yourself at any point to, answer and interject from the man's perspective.
Okay, so we're gonna backtrack a little bit because when I seen the original topic, I even told Pete, I was just like, please just wait, please. Like I had some things I had to get done. So we're going to backtrack and then I'm going to come back to where we are now. So why do women think men are intimidated by boss chicks? Now, this is from my own view and my own, what I've been through as a female who has boss-like characteristics, who knows how to lead. I've even been high up management in jobs, so on and so forth. Men are often intimidated by that because it's like, okay, well, if you're able to make your own bag and you're able to take care of yourself and you are able to provide for your family and do all this stuff for you, what do you need me for?
Can I let me just chime in real quick on that because I know she was hit me up with that. and Miranda, and I get what you're saying, but what happens is at the job site, that doesn't translate well to relationships. It doesn't. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm not saying it does. I'm saying
so that's what the problem is. Women think
like even working factory jobs with females,
right?
And they're supposed to be lifting the same stuff you're lifting, but instead you're the one doing all the lifting.
Pause.
Certain jobs aren't for females, just like certain jobs aren't for dudes.
I beg to differ. I've literally been a logistics manager for quite some time, and
some jobs people get hired on just for looks, and dudes don't get that aspect. We don't get that bonus.
I don't get bonuses, but I will move them for just like them. And I'm not better or less or more. I am equal to them, and I see it as that. If I'm short a driver, I get out there myself and do it.
I ain't gonna lie, that's cap because the pretty girls get in the club for free, and some of the quote unquote less attractive.
I may be pretty, but
and what about the fine guys?
We gotta pay.
Dudes aren't getting shit for free.
We gotta pay. What you talking about?
Not if you know the right promoter.
Listen. I've been fired all my life, and I had to pay every time.
Oh no, she talking about you gotta know the right promoter. You ain't had to do us like that.
What? So bitches getting VIP.
Not if you know the right promoter.
Talk about it. What?
That's who you know. That don't even make this. Listen, I don't know why you came left field with that. That's not even relevant to the conversation.
She telling us cause we ain't plugged in, cause I feel attacked. I don't appreciate that.
I want to get back to she said.
Nah, I just playing Star, man. I just playing.
Yeah, go ahead,
Quinn. Biased opinion by her all the way.
Now,
I want to get back to what she said.
New topic.
Nah, hold on. Let's not cut Miranda off that. I'll let y'all chime in.
Okay,
Go ahead
sure.
and
now
elaborate.
to this new topic, I can agree that a man is, and this is coming from a feminist. Okay, I'm hardcore feminist. Go females. I can completely understand though if a woman has multiples, and I'm not meaning like one or two. I mean 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on and forth kids, where a man is just like. Now in some situations with, like, for instance, I have one child. It's no secret that I have one baby. However, my son was also an entrapment baby. His daddy liked what he's seen, and he wanted to be able to control the situation and try to me.
Hold on now. You ain't finna do that man like that. Hold on now, dog.
I will literally
You ain't say that man
Oh,
you
snap.
oh man, let me mute up, man.
It was even stated to me by my son's father when I was pregnant after his best friend called me and told me
His
that
best
if
friend
my
wanted to
son's
hit. That's why
dad
he told you that.
admitted, I was hoping that a baby would keep you, so I was poking holes in the condom.
So his best friend told you that.
Yes.
Man, that bitch ass nigga, man. Man, watch out, man.
No, hold Miranda. Hold on, Miranda. I got a question.
Man, that's a bitch
I got a
move,
question.
man.
Hold on, I got a question. I got a question.
He liked you. That's why he did it. He wanted to hit.
I got a question, man. Hold on. I got it. Miranda, did you let the homeboy smash?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I use Dirty Mac for nothing. He
But here's the thing, his best
I got a
friend
point of
I've
view on
known
that one.
for a really long time. In my younger years, like 19, 18, and
it doesn't matter. As a dude, he shouldn't have said
personal,
nothing. That's lame.
Let me touch on that topic about dating and talking to women with and without kids. I personally don't see a problem with it. Now, I do have a child myself, but I do see the issue with the perspective is when dating a woman with children that still wants to remain pretty much all in charge of every aspect of her realm and world. If you're inviting me in, if you're desiring, not necessarily needing, that's two different things. Some men need to be needed, and I'm necessarily not one of them. Some men want to be desired in a relationship, and I think that's a bit more powerful and stable. But when it comes to women who have children, they tend to want to still rule everything from top to bottom. And if you're wanting someone to come in and be an actual mentor, a positive male figure, another adult, a support, a team member of your tribe that you've created without me, and I go, there's other people involved. You have to make sure the boundaries are set with those other men or multiples that may be involved in the situation. You need to address those boundaries immediately. You need to set the ground space, the platform, and also have that conversation about what's important to you, what you need, and then also communicate where you would like me to fill in.
Thanks.
Hey, Quentin, I get what you're saying. All that sounds good. And you definitely making some valid points, bro. For real. I no disrespect at all. That's a very valid points.
But let's
at the end of the, hold on. And I'll let you go. At the end of the day, all that sound good. But the nigga that walk in the club and he got that fresh fit on, he tall, he athletic, and all the women speaking to him, that's who they gonna choose, bro. I mean, we can sit here and talk all that good talk all you want to.
Facts.
But the man that all the women checking for,
bro,
he the one hitting all of them.
But here's the thing. We also have to keep in mind with this topic, it goes hand in hand when you have men out here who have literally so many damn children, they barely know their names. So let's
tell him wear a condom. Why y'all go sleep with him if he got other kids?
Right. This should look, Miranda. I'm gonna say this. Hold on.
Only 99% of
hold on.
Let him go. Hold on, Pete. Let him go. Let him go, Pete. Let him go. We get
and
in there.
Plan B's. If you're not ready for a kid, get a Plan B.
Yeah, hold on.
But not everybody can take Plan B, as it's synthetic hormones, and people like myself are actually allergic to the synthetic hormones. It also causes cancer. Why not men get a vasectomy and save us all the fucking time? Because
why that man got to get his balls clipped?
Men can wear condoms. Girls can't. If anything, a girl should be the one to get a vasectomy.
But women can't get a vasectomy.
I'm a chime in.
Hold on. We ain't doing this vasectomy thing. We ain't having this argument. We ain't not having this argument. We're not having this argument. Hold on.
Let's get back on top. Hold on. Let's get back on topic.
We're not gonna talk. We're not gonna break down the science on that.
Reset it, Pete. Reset us, man. Get us back on topic.
What I'm gonna say is this: is that there's no reason why there should be a Future. There's no reason why there should be a Nick Cannon. There's no reason why there should be a Wayne. There should no reason why these dudes have all these children and the women know about each other and they still giving them babies. So that's not even on them. At that point, they just living their life, and then the women are enablers That's what is happening. You trying to say, oh, this man need to stop having babies, but y'all keep giving him crack. Y'all keep selling him crack. This man need to
That
stop
boy said
impregnating
crack.
people. That's what's happening. Y'all giving
I
the
actually
box
like to chime
away.
in
Oh, go
there.
ahead,
Hold on,
Laura.
I
hold
agree
on.
with you,
I'm gonna
bro.
land.
Laura, been quiet.
Hold
Y'all,
on.
hold on. I want
I'm gonna
Laura.
land.
Let's.
Hold on. I'm gonna land, and I'm gonna
All
let
right.
you chime in, Laura. There's
I
no
agree with
Be
reason
quiet.
why. There's no reason why in Tennessee there was 9 men that impregnated 98 different women, and it had 168 kids, and they knew each other for the most part. There's no reason why that should happen. You're gonna tell somebody that's addicted to sex, because these men are addicted to sex because that's what all they got to offer. If that's all you got to offer, you're gonna be addicted to it. So now, guess what? You keep giving this man sex. You keep giving crack and say, "Oh, you need to stop having crack, but come get some more crack. You need to stop having or being addicted, but come get this addiction." That's what women are doing. So I tell women, "Hey, cut these men off. You know, old boy ain't taking care of Susan's kids down the road. Don't have that man. Cut that man off in the neighborhood. Say that man can't have no sex. And I promise you that man get his
Facts.
act
They not, bro.
his act
Pete.
together. I promise you he will
They
get his
not.
act
They
together.
not going to because they trying to see what that's like. They
Right, that's
want
what I'm
to.
saying.
Exactly.
But we
That's
They
can't
trying
we
to see
can't
what
what
I'm
put
that
the
saying. So
like.
perspective
be
of all
real.
women with
Be
that because
real.
not all women just pass out their pussy like it is
Hold on. We
meant
go.
for understanding.
We gonna let Laura go. Hold on. We gonna let her go. Laura go. Then Jazzy. And then Desiree, and then we'll follow that. Miranda, I'm not gonna cut you off because you made some good points. I'm just trying to give everybody a chance to get their voice out there, and I'm gonna come back to you, man. I promise.
I just wanted to circle back and chime in on the aspect when women can't cut that man off or women keep going back to that level of man. We have to take a look at the deeper level there, and that has to do with taking accountability for your own self-image and the self-love you have for yourself. Because when you love yourself at a certain level, you won't allow yourself to be put into that environment and surround yourself with that level of individual. You're going
Facts.
to be looking for a
Yep.
different level.
Hold on, y'all let her finish. Go ahead, Laura.
You're going to be looking for the level of man that you seek, that it is aligns with your morals and your values. So when you keep going back to, an individual, and I'm not, attacking anyone in any way, but when you're going back to an individual who has multiple kids and a certain lifestyle that he's living, then you have to take a look at yourself and say, does this align with what I want? And if it doesn't, you have to love yourself and respect yourself to level up and do the inner work on that.
Make those adjustments to what you need, where you want to see in life. Like what I do on my channel is I try to and tell women, hey, make these adjustments so you can get better outcomes. I want women to have good outcomes, but instead women are trying to stay the same. They trying to be around. They trying to stay in where they always been. And all men are trying to do is start telling women the truth. Because frankly, a lot of us men, especially because I'm married, so I'm out the game.
Hey,
But a lot of us men,
speak up, Pete. It's kind of low. Speak up, Pete.
I was saying a lot of us
That's better.
men, honestly, we're tired of hearing women complain about men, and we keep seeing it. We keep saying it like, but she's doing the same thing over and over. Okay, if I do tell her what can she do so she can avoid certain men, is she even gonna listen? I mean, or you see what I'm saying? So it's like we're trying to tell y'all how to navigate men better so you can get the outcomes you want. But instead, y'all be like, oh, I can still do it myself. And I'm like, but how good of a job have you been doing so far? So we
And
just
that's beautiful
Mhm.
to say that you're telling someone that they should do something. um to be honest, they have to want to do it for themselves. So if they're not
That's
willing
true.
to, if they're not willing to put the work in and know that they deserve more, they want more, they're never going to have a different outcome. Everything in life is hard. You get to choose your hard. Whether you work on yourself and you become a better person and you're looking for a higher level of individual, or if you're choosing to stay complacent and stay comfortable and going back to the same thing that is in your current environment. You have to make that choice, and you know every choice is hard, but you get to choose it.
issue with that, the issue with that is the accountability. You know, we our society has taught men that we have to be held accountable even when it's not our fault. Like, and when we try to reverse that and say, hey, yeah, it's our fault that we having babies, but what about the women that's letting us have these babies?
I
You see what
want
I'm
to
saying?
chime in.
And go from there. But go ahead, Jazzy. I know you've been trying to get in there.
I just want to add that I feel like if child support, because I feel like the ground has been paved so smoothly to become a single parent, regardless of which way it goes. But I feel like, honestly, and I'm going to get dragged for saying this, if the child support was optional for the fathers and not the mothers, there would not be as many people out here having babies. And
right, exactly. And I think this is what happens.
Get closer, Pete. You kind of low, Pete.
And this is what happens.
There you go.
This is what happens. What's happening with when it comes to women in general, and I'm always speaking when I say women, I'm talking in general.
Get closer, Pete. Get close to the mic if you can. It'll be louder.
And I'm
that's better.
I'm talking to women in general when I say women. Women have tried to by society, women have given a pacifier and a scapegoat to things that will hold them accountable. When a woman has a baby, her scapegoat could be, hey, adoption. When a woman has a baby, her scapegoat can be, oh, I can do child support, I can get food stamps, I can get Section 8. Everything that what society is run on is incentivize women to not be held accountable and actually feel the ramifications of accountability. Dudes can't pay their child support, they go to jail. They go straight to jail. They in society, men feel their accountability. And I understand men don't like to take accountability. No, everybody don't like to take accountability at some point, but we as men are made to take accountability, and women are not made to take accountability. Everything that if there was an even playing field when it comes to marriage, when it comes to relationship, women are leaving. When it comes to marriage, women are leaving 70% of the time. And when she's college educated and smelling herself, because I like to say college educated women like to smell themselves sometimes, it jumps to 90% of the time they're leaving the relationship. So first of all, women are incentivized because when they leave the relationship, they could take half of what the man got.
Yep.
And they could take the kids by default, unless she crazy and cracked out. And he can prove
he got to prove she
and
just,
he got to prove it.
Parent
right.
To get his kids.
She gets it by default, and she gets half by default. So she's incentivized to leave the relationship. Same. What I tell men, I say, men, when you want to date a woman and get in a relationship with a woman, you find out her dating history. How did she leave the relationship? How did when stuff got hard, did she just back out and run? Does she avoid conflict? Those women stay away from. They don't know how to take accountability. And when the rubber meets the road, because life is hard. Life is hard whether you by yourself or you with somebody else. Life is a series of ups and downs. And when you with someone and you're married to someone, you can't just bail out when trouble comes. You took vows. Take those vows seriously. And this is what the problem is. Women are not as loyal as women of the past, and women like to use this as a cop-out. That old women of the past, they had to be loyal. They had no choices to do. See, I come from the Black community.
Nah, they chose family. They chose
family, and they chose duty, and they chose and they chose.
Grandma chose family.
She chose family. But in my community, Black women always worked. They always were the servants of white people. They always were the shoe shiners, and they were the nannies and the cooks in the house. Black women always work. So when y'all be talking about this patriarchy and try to say all men didn't no white men. This is white men. That's just one demographic of America. All the other men, we are not part of the patriarchy, and we never were, and we are never down with it. What women have to realize that in general, men are not against women. We put society up to make it easier for women. We made society easy for y'all. Y'all feel we made it so easy for y'all that y'all feel y'all don't need no man. That's how
say
easy.
That again. Say it again.
We made it so easy for y'all that y'all feel y'all don't need a man. And the men are the one that made it easy to make you feel like that. It's like a child. And I'm not trying to compare women to children, but I'm just using it for example. It's like a child. It's like when you trying to raise your child and they always like, oh yeah, I love you, mommy and daddy. I love you, mommy and daddy. And then they get till they get 15 years old. They start feeling themselves. Their body start growing. They start getting new things. They might get a little job, a part-time jobs. They start making a little money. So now they get more disrespectful and don't realize that mommy and daddy done put a roof over their head and they feel like they don't need mommy and daddy no more. That's how women act in society. They act like they don't need no man when we done supplied all this other stuff. For the millennium, we done supplied everything that they need, so much so that they don't even realize how much men do right now that it's not even attached to you. When you call the police, guess who's coming to save you? More than likely, it's going to be a man. When you need your plumber to be fixing your house, guess who's coming to save you? A man.
What you said about the police, Pete, I'm gonna chime in, and some people may take this wrong. Some people may go over their head. But when someone breaks in your house and you call the police to your house, you're wanting a man.
You're wanting a man. You ain't wanting a lady to come. I'm sorry.
And it's not disrespectful.
It's no disrespect for the ladies, because listen, if I was single, I might want a lady to come. But that's another different story for another day. But what I'm saying is, for the most part, you're gonna want a man to come. When it's plumbing, man to come. In the war, 95% of the people that die in wars are still men. 95%. Workplace deaths, 92% are still men in workplace deaths. So what I'm saying is, men are making the world so comfortable for women, and they starting to feel themselves, and they start feeling that they don't need a man when everything that they revolves around the building that you in, a crew of men. The roads that you drive on, a crew of men, and there's one woman holding the sign, possibly. But it's, for the most part, it's a man. And women, we have made the world so cushioned enough for women that the arrogance, it's arrogance. That's what it is. And men see it, and so it turns men off to the highest possible turn off. When women say, I don't need no man. And then when they feel like they know that their degrees can't hold them at night, so they say, well, I just want them. I don't need you though, but I just want you. And men see right past that. And so that's why, if you, as a woman and as a man too, we need to humble ourselves on both sides. Humble. Like, everybody feeling like they deserve stuff. No, they don't deserve anything. You are gracious to the creator that he can supply a woman, or grateful to the creator that he could supply a man. We shouldn't be always talking about that, I don't need a man and I don't want a man. And the men shouldn't be like, I don't need a woman. No, we need each other. We make this thing work. Women have the babies, and the men, what they do is they protect the women, and they help maintain society in its structure. That's what men is always do. So whether you with a man or not, men are relevant. Whether you with a woman or not, women are relevant to our society, and we're relevant to each other. So to change your personal outcomes, realize that, and then change the way you move accordingly.
That's what I'm talking about, Pete. Anybody want to chime in? Because we at the hour mark. We like to try to keep it under an hour, just for the, in regards to streaming and everything. Anybody else want to chime in before we go ahead and, have the closing in of this discussion for the night? I appreciate everybody joining in. But if you want to comment on anything we've spoken about, if you haven't had a chance to, please raise your hand and come up as a speaker. I want to give you a chance to speak your piece before we go ahead and close this thing out.
I'm getting ready to go out, but on the next time that y'all have a conversation related to this topic, you let me know.
Oh, definitely. It's always a safe space to speak. Again, we're not here to attack nobody. We just trying to find common ground. And sometimes it does require to push buttons that people may like. But at the end of the day, we find common ground. I mean, everybody wins at the end of the day. So
I missed most of it because I was getting on for work. So I feel like I don't even have room to talk on it. So next time I want to be more present though. So anyway.
Quentin, anything you want to say? Laura, Jazzy, Keisha, Sierra, I see you down there as well. I'm gonna invite y'all up, give you a chance to speak on everything we talked about before we close this thing out. But like I said, we at the hour mark. I just want to give you a chance to, speak your piece before we go.
Everybody just stay positive. For real. Honestly, just stay positive. And always look from both sides of the conversation in relationships. And really always look to better yourself and not on the definition of based on, you know, social media, based on, you know, a podcast, even based on YouTube, but actually go out and seek out real written facts and content that challenge you. If you're not being challenged, you're not with someone that's challenged you or a group that's challenging you, then you're not growing. And then you'll just be repeating these cycles that a lot of people find themselves into. Have a good night for sure.
And I want to say this too. The ladies, don't misunderstand how I talk. As don't misunderstand my passion, because I'm very, very passionate about what I do. Whatever I put my hands to, I'm very passionate. That's just who I am as a person. I really want to see women succeed in all aspects of life, not just in business, not in just in careers and and going to school and doing a different achievements like that. That is all great. I love it. I'm all here for it. But I really want to see women prosper in their personal lives and relationships. I want to see good marriages come about. I want to see people have a baby in within marriage and have a successful relationship and see their grandkids when they become 90 something and they see all their grandkids and their great grandkids are surrounding their bed and comfort them, and they could just remember the times that they had with their family, because nobody's gonna remember all that. They're only going to remember what you do when it comes to family and the connections that you actually make with people, connections that you make with your friends. All this can translate to relationships in general. We have to have the right mindset towards people, and once you have the right mindset towards people, that can open up avenues for great relationship.
For sure, Pete, man. I appreciate it. This is definitely a good show, man. I appreciate everybody joining in tonight. We had quite a few people here earlier. It definitely toned down, but man, we definitely talked about some real topics tonight, man. So I definitely appreciate everybody talking, man.
Okay, just remind me because I do work a lot.
Right, yeah. Come through next week. We gonna post it. So if we might forget people. We might forget people. I know Josh came in. If you want to say something before we go, bro. I know you came in here, and I know you can go. I know you can.
Oh, y'all gonna let my boy if my boy want to say something, my boy gonna say something on this thing, cuz.
But yeah, but definitely, go ahead and follow our page on here, the Petty Podcast. And go ahead and follow my channel, my shameless plug again. Follow my channel at STRS with Peter Anderson, setting the record straight with Peter Anderson. So
everybody, please be sure to chime in, tune in next week. We usually go every Friday. Every now and then we'll go on a Thursday, just depending on what's going on during that weekend. But just be sure to chime in next week, Friday at 9 p.m. We do have another host that did not join the show. So if you like to have some entertainment and mix things up, my cousin Monk, he will be on the next show. He was just busy tonight. But one thing I can tell you, though, be ready to strap your seatbelt in, because he wild, man.
Sometimes he get booted out. Sometimes I sit him down in the crowd. That's how wild he get. I put him out in the crowd. So, but yeah, he's the petty part of Petty Podcast.
All right, man. Everybody be blessed. I appreciate y'all joining tonight. Thank y'all for sharing your opinion on the topics that we discussed. I respect what everyone said, and I definitely learned some things, hearing from the ladies from their perspective as well.
Right,
so, ladies,
too.
I appreciate everything y'all said. I definitely heard it, and it's definitely something I'm gonna apply moving forward to try to, understand the opposite sex better than what I do now. So.
Yeah, and I just want to say, I know some of y'all came in late and missed a lot of it. Tune in next week. We're here every week, every Friday, and like you said, sometimes on Thursday, and at 9:00. So, hey, look, Petty Podcast. We're gonna be consistently bringing this conversation to you. we're bringing real conversations, and we're going to try. We want to be fair, you know, and let everyone talk that wants to talk. So go ahead and share this. You're going to see it on my Facebook page at Peter Anderson. You're going to we got it live right now, live streaming. So go ahead and share it, listen back to it, and get more people involved so they can have this conversation, because the more each one reach one, teach one, you know, and that's what I'm about, at least.
All right, Petty Podcast, we out. Good night, everybody.